Welcome to WWE Wrestling Bros. This is your host, Canadian Dorker here, and I'm bringing you guys a recap video. It's a live stream video on WWE Smackdown from June 20th, 2025. Um, so we're doing a recap we're catching up with everything that's happened thus far with WWE Raw and SmackDown. Myself and Boone Steele again have been busy with taking care of business. But in the meantime, um, I'm working on my end to make sure that we can get ourselves back up to speed. And of course, when myself and Boone Steele return to our regular schedule, we will definitely make sure we can talk about the current WWE right now. But for now, we're going to be going into um, talking about WWE SmackDown from June 20th, 2025. Um, so this took place in Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Um, that's where it took place in. And so WWE SmackDown kicks off with Randy Orton and Sami Zayn in the walking down into the arena, okay? And we're going to start off our first thing with LA Knight walking down into the ring with a loud ovation from the crowd. Um, in the Monday Night Raw last week, LA Knight pushed Bronson Reed off the top rope in the main event with Jey Uso, who pinned him to move on into the King of the Ring tournament, and he's facing Cody Rhodes in the semi-final match of the King of the Ring tournament. A loud LA Knight chant erupts from the crowd, and LA Knight tells the crowd he's going to talk to them. LA Knight talks about Money in the Bank when Seth Rollins and his boys came out and screwed LA Knight. LA Knight says he usually lets things slide, but he couldn't let it slide after what happened with him getting screwed. He said he had to screw Seth Rollins' boys out of the King of the Ring tournament, but they also screwed him out of the King of the Ring tournament. So he screwed both of them out of the King of the Ring tournament, and he said it's got to him thinking, and there's only one way for this to go. Raw and SmackDown is where it ends, and nobody knows except him. He says he knows where it ends, and it ends with him and Seth Rollins. What better place than here? What better time than now? LA Knight calls out Seth Rollins to the ring, and then we hear Paul Heyman coming out of the Paul Heyman comes out the back, and Paul Heyman introduces himself as the man who serves Seth Rollins. The fans boo Paul Heyman, of course. LA Knight asks Paul Heyman the question, why is Paul Heyman out here tonight? If and the fans chant OTC, LA Knight and LA Knight. So the fans chant OTC, and LA Knight tells him to get in the ring. Paul Heyman says LA Knight is right. There has been a lot of bad blood between himself and Seth Rollins. A loud CM Punk chant erupts from the crowd. LA Knight tells Paul Heyman he has a lot of enemies. Paul Heyman tells him that he happens to be, with all due respect to everyone, he is the biggest LA Knight fan in all of WWE, and he has been waiting a long time to say this. Paul Heyman yells out a yeah, and because of that, Seth Rollins is allowed to tell LA Knight that it's time for LA Knight to get the hell out of Michigan. The fans boo, and Paul Heyman says if he doesn't, something really bad is going to happen to him before the end of the night. Paul Heyman tells him to have a good evening and walks away. The fans chant LA Knight, and LA Knight tells Paul Heyman that he has to wrap his head around it. He heard Paul Heyman say that he is a big fan of his before, because Paul Heyman is a liar. He reaches on to any talent that has a bit of talent and buzz. Seth is the latest in those names. He asked for Seth, and he got a Heyman talking tough. It got him thinking about wise man and wisdom, but there was a time where he could have punched his wisdom teeth down his throat, but he won't do that. LA Knight says if he can't bring him Paul Heyman, the only Seth Rollins, sorry. LA Knight says that if Paul Heyman can't bring Seth Rollins to him, the only thing that can happen is LA Knight and Paul Heyman right here and now. And he asked the fans if they want to see that, and the fans cheer. LA Knight says he will turn his back, take his stuff off, and let Paul Heyman get his first shot. LA Knight turns his back, and Paul Heyman leaves the ring. Paul Heyman tells LA Knight that the bad thing to happen to him tonight was not a prediction, that was a spoiler. Paul Heyman throws the microphone down, and Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker come out to the ring. They get into the ring. LA Knight starts to fight them off, but Braun Breaker takes LA Knight down. They throw him to the outside of the ring, but LA Knight grabs a chair and hits them both with it. LA Knight gets in the ring as Paul Heyman stops them. And we're going to skip the backstage segment. So that's what happened right there with Paul Heyman and LA Knight. To be honest with you, I kind of like how this storyline is going with LA Knight and Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins, because let's face it, LA Knight should be the guy that is holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. But he himself was screwed out of taking the ring. He was screwed out of Money in the Bank at Money in the Bank. So never really had a chance, unfortunately. So continuing, we're going to have the first match of the night with a Queen of the Ring match between Alexa Bliss and Asuka. To the bell rings and it's underway. Alexa Bliss locks a headlock on Asuka, but Asuka throws her to the ropes, and both women are hit with shoulder tackles. Asuka throws right hands, and she goes for a kick, but Alexa Bliss catches her and trips her. Alexa Bliss hits her with a drop kick, and both women are back to the feet. Asuka runs with a running shoulder tackle, and Bliss gets on the ring apron. Asuka runs with a running hip attack across, and that knocks Alexa Bliss down. Alexa Bliss hits her with right hands underneath the face. That's Asuka. She goes for the cover, but Asuka kicks out. She grabs Asuka, but Asuka locks in with the forearms and kicks, followed by a German suplex. She lands a running knee to the face and goes for the cover, but Alexa Bliss kicks out. She goes for a kick, but Bliss ducks her and rolls her up, but Asuka kicks out. Asuka goes for her sister Abigail, but Alexa Bliss goes for her sister Abigail, but Asuka rolls her up and Alexa Bliss kicks out. Asuka runs with a kick to the side of the head, but Alexa Bliss kicks out. Asuka climbs to the top rope and goes for the drop kick, but Alexa Bliss moves out the way. Alexa Bliss goes for the DDT, and she goes for the cover, but Asuka kicks out. Alexa Bliss climbs to the top rope and goes for a twisted bliss, but Alexa Bliss jumps down. She tells Asuka not to move, but Asuka hits Asuka with an open armbar. Alexa Bliss rolls Asuka up, but Asuka kicks out. Asuka hit Alexa Bliss with the armbar, but Alexa Bliss rolls up Asuka, but Asuka kicks out. Asuka runs with a hangman's neckbreaker. She goes for the cover, but Alexa Bliss kicks out. Alexa Bliss runs to the ropes, but Alexa Bliss hits her with the right hand. Alexa Bliss places Asuka in the tree of woe in the corner and lands a drop kick. Alexa Bliss climbs to the top rope and she goes for the twisted bliss, but Asuka gets her knees up. Asuka hits her with the Empress Impact. She goes for the cover and gets the pin. The winner is Asuka. Who's going on into the next round of the Queen of the Ring tournament. So Asuka goes on into the final matchup of the Queen of the Ring tournament, whoever she's going to be facing in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Continuing, skipping the backstage segments here. We go back into the arena. We have Cody Rhodes coming out down to the ring. Wrestling has more than one royal family. The crowd erupts and everybody cheers for Cody Rhodes. And as he's about to speak, we hear Jey Uso comes down to the ring and everybody sings his song. This fans sing Yeet as Jey Uso's music stops. The fans chant one more time. and Jey Uso's music is cut off. Jey Uso speaks to Cody Rhodes and tells Cody that they're in the trenches. They have both been to the mountaintop. And Jake tells Cody that this Monday, there is only room for one of them. Jay against Cody. Jay knows Cody will bring it. It's not personal, it's business. But with that being said, on Monday night, after they go to war, it's going to be 4 letters to 1 word each. Jay and Cody hug as Sami Zayn music hits and he comes out. Sami Zayn says that this is nice. He gets to share the ring with 2 friends, with 2 of the very best in the business has to offer. He would be lying if he said there was a part of him that said he was not aware that out of the 3 of them, only one of them has to not win the World Championship. He tells Jay that this year he has to miss WrestleMania. He got his ass on a plane for one reason, and that was to congratulate Jay when he won the title. He tells Jay that he loves him and is proud of him. Sami Zayn tells Cody that for years they waited for him to finish his story, and when he did, he was the first one to run through the ropes and congratulate him. He tells them both that he hopes they understand now that he has to finish his story. Randy Orton's music hits and he comes out to the ring. Randy Orton tells Cody that there is no line that he won't cross, even if it means going through him to face John Cena at SummerSlam. Randy Orton tells Jey Uso that he respects him. Our families go way back with nothing but love, but if Jay is standing in front of him, there were three letters and one move. Randy Orton says he can speak for himself. Cody and Jay and everyone in the arena when he says that one day soon Sami Zayn will be world champion. But SummerSlam is not that day because tonight he will be the one receiving one of the 3 most dangerous letters in sports entertainment. Then we have a King of the Ring matchup between Randy Orton and Sami Zayn. The bell rings and we're underway. Sami Zayn chops into Orton into the corner, but Randy Orton moves out the way and leaves the ring. Randy Orton gets back in the ring and pushes Sami into the corner with the referee breaking it up. Randy Orton hits Sami Zayn with a poke to the eyes and the referee doesn't see it. Right hands by Orton and Zayn with a poke to the eyes and he throws Orton to the outside of the ring. Sami Zayn on the ring apron, but Orton trips him up and he grabs Sami Zayn, slamming it onto the announce table. The fans chant one more time as Randy Orton lifts up Sami Zayn and slams him once more into the table. Sami Zayn hits Randy Orton with a clothesline. He climbs to the second rope and lands a double axe. He goes for the Blue Thunder Bomb, but Randy Orton lands on his feet and he lands a clothesline. Sami Zayn goes to the ropes, but Randy Orton hits Sami Zayn with a snap power slam. Sami Zayn is on the ring apron, but Randy Orton drags him onto the second rope and lands a draping DDT. Randy Orton is about to go for the RKO, but Sami Zayn rolls out the ring. Orton goes to the outside and he slams Sami Zayn on his face onto the announce table. He goes to slam Sami Zayn on the announce table, but Sami Zayn lands on his feet and he slams Randy Orton onto the announce table. Randy Orton throws Sami Zayn throws Randy Orton back into the ring, and Orton goes for a spear in the corner, but Sami Zayn moves out the way. Orton hits the ring post. Sami Zayn goes for a haluva kick, but Randy Orton hits Sami Zayn with a snap power slam. He goes for the cover, but Sami Zayn kicks out. Randy Orton goes for the RKO, but Sami Zayn ducks and lands the Blue Thunder Bomb. He goes for the cover, but Randy Orton kicks out. Sami Zayn climbs the top rope and jumps. Randy Orton moves. Sami Zayn lands on his feet. Randy Orton goes for the RKO. Sami Zayn slams him onto the mat. Sami Zayn goes for the haluva kick, but Randy Orton hits him with an RKO. He goes for the cover and gets the pin. The winner for this match is Randy Orton, who's going on to the next stage of the King of the Ring tournament. That's the final stage right there. So, skipping the backstage segments, Tiffany Stratton comes out to the ring. She tells Nia Jax that she's like a toxic ex she can't get away from. Tiffany Stratton tells Nia Jax to get over it, and she keeps making excuses. Tiffany says Nia should admit that she is better than her. Nia tells her that if Tiffany is so much better than her, why doesn't she give her a rematch? Tiffany said she just made it official. Next week it's her against Nia Jax, and she will have a lot of fun adding more scars to her head. and this is our last women standing match. Nia Jax goes for the right, Tiffany ducks. Tiffany goes to the ropes, but Nia Jax hits Tiffany with a spine buster followed by a leg drop. Nia Jax raises the title in the air with the fans booing her. Naomi's music hits and she runs out with the referee. She's about to cash in, but Nia Jax pulls her from under the ring. Naomi gets back on the ring apron and Nia Jax her down. Naomi yells at her and gets back on the ring apron. Tiffany drop kicks Naomi and Naomi falls onto Nia on the outside of the ring. Tiffany raises her title in the air with her music playing. So we're going to get Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton for the title next week at Friday Night Smackdown. So we got the backstage segments going forward. Next up, we have the next matchup with Charlotte Flair versus Chelsea Green. The bell rings and we are underway. Chelsea attacks Charlotte Flair and slams her face first onto the mat. She grabs Charlotte Flair, but Charlotte Flair chops Chelsea Green to the chest. Charlotte Flair gets on the top rope and she lands a cross body. Charlotte Flair goes for the cover, but Chelsea Green kicks out. That kicks her side of the head, and the referee checks on Chelsea. Alba Fire gets in the ring and hangs Flair on the top rope. Chelsea slams Charlotte Flair on the mat. She goes for the cover, but Charlotte Flair kicks out. So Charlotte Flair chops Chelsea Green to the chest, followed by a fall-away slam. Charlotte Flair goes for the figure four, but Alba Fire gets on the ring apron, and Charlotte Flair with a big boot takes her down. Charlotte Flair turns around, and Chelsea hits Charlotte Flair with a leg lariat. She goes for the cover, but Charlotte Flair kicks out. Chelsea Green takes off the protective mask and goes for the unpretty her, but Charlotte Flair pushes her to the ropes and lands a spear. She goes for the cover, but Chelsea Green kicks out. Charlotte Flair goes for the figure four, but Chelsea Green rolls her up, and Charlotte Flair kicks out. Charlotte Flair gets to her feet and gets her in the figure eight. Chelsea taps out, and the referee rings the bell that we have a winner. Charlotte Flair wins against Chelsea Green. And then we have the afterwards. Pit Piper Nivens hits Charlotte Flair with a senton, and out comes Alexa Bliss. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss attack the Secret Service. Oh, that's so weird to say. The Secret Service. And both of them stand in the ring. Charlotte Flair walks past Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss looks angry as Charlotte Flair's music hits and she leaves the ring. So Alexa Bliss saves Charlotte Flair from getting attacked and brutalized by Piper Nivens and Alba Fire. So Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss fend off Chelsea Green and her Secret Service people. Let's continue here. Continuing, we have Solo Sikoa coming down to the ring, and he tells Jacob Fatu that he's in the ring with open arms and he wants to talk to him face to face. Out comes Jacob Fatu, and both men are in the ring. Solo Sikoa tells Jacob Fatu he didn't want him to come out to fight him. He wants to make it very clear that he loves him. One thing he learned about being the tribal chief was how to love and take care of your family. He says that is all he is trying to do. Families fight all the time. They fight, they argue, they forgive, and they move forward. So Solo Sikoa tells Jacob Fatu to move forward together as one. Solo Sikoa tells him that no one saw the potential in Fatu except for him. No one wanted him there except for him. That is why he brought him here. He gave him the opportunity to change his life and put food on his table for his family. He tells Fatu that he did that because he loves him, and to be honest, he doesn't have anyone else. So all he has is him. So Solo Sikoa tells him that he is all he needs. He tells Jacob Fatu to come back to the family, and even if Jacob Fatu doesn't say the 4 words, Solo Sikoa tells Jacob Fatu that he loves him. Jacob Fatu tells Solo Sikoa, does he love him? And that this is where that comes down to Solo loving him. He tells Solo that the way that he sees things, Solo has been using him to gain power, to fight his battles, and using him so that he can stay tribal chief. He brought him in so he could bring him fame and gold. Jacob Fatu tells Solo Sikoa to look at him when he's speaking to him. The fans chant Fatu, and both men are face to face. Jacob Fatu tells Solo Sikoa that ever since he won the U.S. title, Solo Sikoa is the one that has been acting different. And maybe Jacob Fatu is not the problem. He says the problem is the United States title. Jacob Fatu places the title between himself and Solo on the mat. And if that's the reason, he tells Solo to fight him for it. He tells Solo that he is only going to win him one time. If he ever thinks of going his way, Solo knows what Fatu is all about. And Solo Sikoa knows that Jacob Fatu is all gas and no brakes. Solo Sikoa is going to go, is about to go for a solo spike, but Jacob Fatu blocks him and hits him with a headbutt. Stacey Mateo comes out and to assist Solo Sikoa, but Jacob Fatu hits Stacey Mateo with a headbutt. Solo Sikoa hits Jacob Fatu with a chop to the knee, and both men double team Jacob Fatu in the corner. Jimmy Uso comes out and comes down to the ring. Jimmy Uso hits a super kick onto JC Mateo and Solo Sikoa. He turns around, but JC Mateo hits JC Mateo with a clothesline. Jacob Fatu gets to his feet, and he takes both Jason Mateo and Solo Sikoa. So Jacob Fatu gets to his feet and takes out both Jason Mateo and Solo Sikoa. He wears a running hip onto Solo in the corner. Jacob Fatu looks at Jimmy, and then they both look at Solo. Jacob Fatu climbs the second rope, but Solo Sikoa rolls to the outside of the ring as Jacob Fatu's music hits. And so we may have a potential match between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa in the future. Now we have the next match of the night with LA Knight versus Bronson Reed with Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. Bronson Reed is in the ring, and LA Knight's music hits. LA Knight attacks Bronson Reed from behind, who is at ringside. He gets in the ring and throws Reed to the outside. Reed gets in the ring, and the referee calls for the bell. Right hands are thrown by LA Knight, and he flees and he gets to Reed in the corner, stomping on him. A kick to the face by LA Knight as he grabs Reed, but Reed throws him onto the ring apron. LA Knight jumps over the top rope. Reed catches LA Knight. LA Knight lands on his feet and goes for a jumping neck breaker, but Bronson Reed holds onto the ropes. He goes for a senton, but LA Knight moves out the way. LA Knight is about to go for an elbow, but Bronson Reed rolls to the outside of the ring. LA Knight with a baseball slide, and he jumps off the second rope and lands a cross body. LA Knight continues his attack with a leaping elbow drop. He goes for a cover, but Bronson Reed kicks out. LA Knight goes for a BFT, but Bronson Reed goes with a headbutt followed by a jagged edge. He goes for the cover, but LA Knight kicks out. He lifts LA Knight up, but LA Knight reverses it into a DDT. Braun Breaker gets into the ring apron. LA Knight knocks him down. Bronson Reed is thrown to the outside of the ring. LA Knight runs to the ropes, but Braun Breaker gets in the ring and hits him with a spear as the referee calls for the bell. There's a disqualification win for LA Knight. So LA Knight wins by disqualification due to interference from Braun Breaker, who hits him with a spear. Reed holds LA Knight up, and Braun Breaker runs to the ropes and hits him with a spear. Braun Breaker holds LA Knight down, and Reed hits LA Knight with a tsunami. Bronson Reed climbs to the top rope once more, and has another tsunami, two tsunamis. Bronson Reed once more climbs to the top rope as the WWE officials get in the ring, but Braun Breaker pushes them away, and Bronson Reed hits LA Knight with a third tsunami. Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman all go to the back of the arena. Though LA Knight is out cold with 3 tsunamis done to him, and so that is what's going on. They're skipping the backstage segments. Now, for the final matchup of the night, we have John Cena versus R-Truth. Not for the title, but just a match between John Cena and R-Truth. R-Truth comes down to the ring, and then John Cena music hits, and he comes out to the ring. John Cena asks for his music to be cut. and Mark Nash announces him as the last world champion, and etc. The bell rings and we're underway. R-Truth with a takedown followed by right hands, but John Cena goes to the right to the outside of the ring. R-Truth with right hands, and he slams Cena face first onto the announce table. He grabs Cena and slams him face first again into the ring apron, and Cena slides back into the ring. R-Truth slams him back first into the turnbuckle, and John Cena drops him to the mat. John Cena hits R-Truth with a 5-knuckle shuffle. He goes for the AA, but R-Truth lands on his feet. R-Truth hits Cena with right hands, followed by a splash in the corner, and John Cena rolls to the outside of the ring once again. John Cena grabs his title and begins to walk away from R-Truth, while R-Truth chases after him. Right hands by R-Truth, and John Cena hits him with the belt, and the referee calls for the bell disqualification. R-Truth wins by disqualification because John Cena hit him with the title belt. And CM Punk's music hits, and he runs out and gets in the ring with Cena. CM Punk gets in the ring with Cena and throws right hands towards Cena and kicks. CM Punk gets up and hits Cena with right hands. CM Punk grabs the red title belt and he goes to hit Cena with it, but Cena hits him with a kick and a low blow. John Cena then grabs the title and hits CM Punk in the face with the title. John Cena goes to the outside the ring and pulls the table from under the ring. He slides the table into the ring and just sets it up. CM Punk gets up and hits Cena with the title once more. Cena gets up and gets Punk on his shoulder and hits him with an attitude adjustment through the table. John Cena goes to the outside the ring, grabs the microphone. He gets back into the ring and begins to laugh. Cena sits on the top rope, and he tells Punk as he lays there and is most uncomfortable that he can listen and digest before he leaves the mill in 6 months with WWE Championship. So it's because he has a whole lot of things to get off his chest. He says first things first, he doesn't hate Punk, he doesn't even dislike him. He likes him, and he likes him more than anyone he has ever shared a locker room with. He hates the idea of Punk being the best in the world. He's not. He's the greatest of all time. CM Punk is better than him at one thing. CM Punk is the best BSer in the world. Cena says, oh no, Cena just dropped a curse word. He tells Sue to shoot this. He is breaking the fourth wall. He says the truth is that he is jealous of Punk. He is jealous that he conned these people into believing this myth that he is the best in the world. Cena says they chant for Punk, they sing to him, but they don't believe a word he says. CM Punk changes his values as much as Cena changes his t-shirts. CM Punk is an opportunist over the necks of people who break their necks. And then he calls out the names of those who are there. Claudio Castagnoli, Nick Nemeth, Matt Cardona. He says that there is no one back there that will cut his mic to save his butt because he is his only friend. He asks CM Punk to remember who gave him the stage for his pipe bomb. He asked Punk what has he done since then. He just repeated the same 5 promo words of doom. He is no longer the voice of the voiceless. He is a millionaire despite himself. He is not Punk. He is a capitalist. He is not TKO. He is Mr. TKO. He says they knocked his balls technically off his body. His tweets are strong. His actions are weak. And in Saudi Arabia, he's going to face some loud music when he proves to the world that each and every day, day in and day out, no matter what the days 25 off for 25 years, he has been the greatest of all times. So, Cena continues. Cena continues and says, if they know that CM Punk was the best in the world for 7 minutes 14 years ago, and if after Night of Champions CM Punk is still delusional enough to believe that he is the best in the world, he guesses it's a small world after all. Cena says, "You're welcome, Grand Rapids," and the fans cheer. He tells CM Punk to bring his A game at the Night of Champions, because if the mood is any good tonight, then the mood is going to change. There's a WWE official comes out to check on CM Punk. CM Punk says it's fine. He won't do any more damage. CM Punk has a big title match. He says he's the best in the world against the greatest of all time for the most coveted prize in WWE Sports Entertainment, the WWE Undisputed Championship. He says he know you will sing and chant, but even the idiots are smart enough to see the truth. The champ is here. Cena raises his title and says, USA, you can keep the next 2 minutes. You don't need a bomb. Elvis has left the building. Uh, CM Punk thanks Cena thanks CM Punk for letting him steal his promo to make him look even more foolish. John Cena's music hits and he climbs the rope for a second time, raising the title in the air as fans cheer. John Cena rocks to the stage and blows a kiss as SmackDown goes off air. There we got it. For the end of the show, John Cena throws CM Punk's pipe bomb right back in his face and cuts an amazing promo, one of the best promos that we've ever seen in WWE. And like I say, it's definitely a promo for the ages. Can't deny it. So, we're getting closer and closer to John Cena's retirement. He is getting closer to that. So, we'll have to see what's going to happen with that going forward. So, guys, I'll see you guys in the next live stream. We'll be covering our next Monday Night Raw. So, definitely we'll be looking forward to that. So, can't wait to see how that's going to go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to WWE Wrestling Bros. Enjoy the rest of your night and the rest of your 4th of July. Today is 4th of July, by the way, so enjoy the 4th of July day. Have a lot of food, drinks, enjoy the fireworks out there. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good